CBG News. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Hi, everyone. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. If you want to share me out, y'all. Um, Let me get this lighting together. It's light. Ooh, wow. There it is. There it is. How everybody doing on tonight? How everybody doing on tonight? Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Reese. Excuse me, y'all. How everybody doing on tonight? Philly girl. What's going on, Philly girl? I haven't seen you in a while. You been making it all right? I haven't seen you in a long while. I've been keeping an eye on you on Instagram. But I hope you're doing pretty well, Philly girl. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for some people to get in, y'all, and then we're gonna get into the content on tonight, y'all. Today, last working day of the week. Woo, don't that feel good? Hallelujah. Yeah, it's been a long week, and I'm glad to see Friday. Y'all, tomorrow, Jamel it has his first Pee Wee football game, so y'all just pray over us. It is. Did you? I ain't checked my email. My phone been dead, y'all. I've been over my mom's house, but I'll get to that email after this live, Lindsay. Okay. Hey, Jessica. Jessica, how is your son? How is your son? How is your son doing, Jessica? And I've been thinking of you too. I've been meaning to check on you. So Jessica, is your son? How he making it out of surgery? How is he doing? Um, oh, that's good. You're doing well. Yes, Reese girl, it's been a long week, y'all. I promise you. I was feeling a little unmotivated this week, but I got to motivate myself and come, give you guys content because you know what I'm saying, y'all family now, all of you guys that have come on here, I've gained some more family, so I definitely want to wow. Have you? Well, I feel like do whatever makes you happy, honey. Whatever happiness you seek in life, get it and let it. If you're on the pursuit of happiness, do what makes you happy. What? Wow, really? We're gonna have to talk about that. And hey, you have to do what's best for you. Hey Donna, how you doing? Happy Friday. Good to see you. How are you? How are you? Oh, Jesus. Jessica said. Jessica said he got his. Oh Lord. You're welcome. Well, I pray that that he'll be all right. This is just right now, y'all. It's just a test that's gonna lead to his testimony. Because thank God he's still here. That what matters the most is he is still here, a part of the land of the living. So let's just be grateful of that. And I'm glad we'll continue, guys. Please make sure you continue to pray for Jessica and her son. Um, because I know that a mother. Yeah, I'm wearing pink today, honey. Pink. Um, Jessica's son has been going through it for the last couple of months. So um, y'all continue, if you're in the chat, make sure you continue to keep Jessica son in prayer. That whatever he is going through, that God, he continue to keep his faith in God, continue to pray and ask God to heal him and give him strength while he is going through. Um, yes, God is good. He don't God he loves all of us. And I know when your son comes out of this, he's gonna have a true testimony. That what matters the most. Donna, pink is my favorite color too. I if you look at my closet, I got a lot of pink. I got a lot of pink in my closet. Even though y'all I wear black sometimes, but child, I put on some pink. I will put on some pink. Um, y'all, I do need y'all to give me like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, child. Y'all know I feed my kids, right? Why these kids? They just ate maybe an hour or two ago. Maybe an hour or two ago, and they hungry again, child. So I done fixed one popcorn, the other one the mozzarella sticks, and I got them in the air fryer, and I need to go check on them. So give me a minute. I'm gonna take myself off the screen, guys, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. Thank you for the heart, Shaka. How you doing? Really, child? I wish I would pick it out. My son be like, "Mom, it's too much pink. It's too much pink." Yes, please send positive thoughts and everything to Jessica, y'all, please. So on tonight, y'all, Jesus, um, on tonight, we're gonna talk about this story came across my eye, y'all. Yes, I'm gonna talk about tomorrow what some people sent me something yesterday. I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. Then I'm gonna do you guys an update with baby cupcake. Um, so this young lady, y'all, her name is Nancy Davis. I'm gonna pull her picture up on the screen. I'm gonna pull her picture up on the screen, y'all. Her name is Nancy Davis, and I want you guys to listen to her story. Um, this is what it says here, and I want you guys to listen. Then we're going to listen to the press conference. Her attorney is Benjamin Crump. Y'all know Ben Crump. Um, so let's listen to this. So her name, this lady, her name is Nancy Davis. She is from Louisiana. She, unfortunately, she is 16 weeks pregnant. On her 10th week of pregnancy, she found out that her child that she is carrying, the child that she is carrying, guys, will have a birth defect to the point where the the child will have no skull. And the doctors are telling her to, the best option that she has is to rid of the pregnancy due to the fact that once this baby comes into this world, he will die. His life expectancy is over maybe a week. Um, so she is making the decision to rid herself of this pregnancy. And the doctor, let me say this: the doctors in Louisiana do did advise her to get an abortion, but the doctor said they would not be able to perform the procedure because the Louisiana's ban on abortion. Hey Kendra, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. How are you? So she basically said in this press conference, she said, quote, basically they said I had to carry my baby to bury my baby. She is 16 weeks pregnant now, y'all. And she states, and you're going to hear this in this interview, she says, this is not fair to me. It should not happen to any other woman. This is truly been an emotional roller coaster. She says here that Louisiana's triggered lawmaking abortions. Since Roe versus Wade has been overturned and have made that Roe versus Wade is unconstitutional and that she won't be able to rid herself of this pregnancy. So basically, knowing that she has a child that is going to be born without a skull, he has a medical condition that cannot be reversed. Everybody's gonna have different opinions on it, and I'm welcoming y'all. When we get through listening to it, y'all, if you want to come up and give your opinion about this, or you want to keep putting it in the chat, you know what I'm saying, I'm open to it. I'm good, honey. I know school and everything working. I understand. So as I was stating, Benjamin Crump is representing Miss Nancy Davis, and is slamming state legislators and stating that the ban put his client at risk. Because think about it, she's at risk. She knows she's gonna lose this baby. You putting her at risk for depression and all kinds of stuff, putting her health at risk. So, I want you guys to listen. We're going to listen and we're going to watch this. You would think that it would be an exception to the rule, but down here in these southern states, like Mississippi and where I'm from, like, you know what I'm saying? Here in Mississippi, they have closed down every abortion clinic here in Mississippi. There's one that's in Tennessee, in Memphis, Tennessee, that has been shut down. So no one down here in the South. Now she is going to get an abortion, guys, but she's going to have to travel to a whole entire different state just to get this abortion to the Democratic states that are still legal. But down here in the southern parts of, hey Brian Lynn, how you doing? Yes. And to know that you're going to have to bury your child in your stomach is, born, is going to be born to die. I understand we live to die, y'all. Let me just say that. I understand, but to know it and to say, don't put yourself through this, don't put your family through this, even the child's father through this. Don't put your emotions through this, your mental state through this, and for them to say you can't rid of this pregnancy because it's unconstitutional, because we don't want you to get rid of a baby. Okay, safe. So you rather for a baby coming to this earth to and suffer for a whole week, maybe. Or she could be holding a baby in her hand and sit there and watch them die. Who wants to go through that? Everybody got their own feelings about this, y'all. Hold on just a second. Everybody got their own perception about this. I know I had a family member that had lost a child, and this because she was the doctor told her her child wouldn't live a long time because she was going to have web hands, web feet. They was going to have an extra chromosome, and they told her that once this child come into this world, she's going to be gone too. She went ahead with through the pregnancy, but she still celebrates this child's um, birthday and things as such. But think about what it did to her mental, how it broke her heart. Her first child won't be able. Then wasn't she sat there and held the child, but wasn't able to take it home with her. I understand some people say, well, as long as it got a heartbeat, then it's a human. But in situations like these, like, and when you know that there is no life expectancy, how how should or are you thinking about the mother or just thinking about how you feel? You said season. Okay. You're right, Lindsay. I give you that, girl. You're right. Because you already know Ben Crump got so many lawsuits. It's beyond. But we're going to listen to this press conference, guys, and I want you guys' opinion on this while we're in the press, listening to this press conference and about her listening to Miss Nancy's story. No, they're not thinking about the quality of life either. I'm gonna be honest about that. Um, they're not thinking about the quality of life. Like, think about the burden this woman has to bear. She can carry this baby and let it live maybe an hour, then it just dies in your hand. Then then have to go through the issues of maybe postpartum, depression, feeling like they were wrong for continuing to let this pregnancy going through, and there was no hope. Um, hey Angie Boo, how you doing, y'all? I don't, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't think you should use. I honestly want to say this. No, you shouldn't use. Um, you shouldn't use abortion as a way of birth control. I definitely want to say that. But when instances like this, you should have they should have legislation in this where when mothers are going through something like this or they're a product of rape, um, or in instances where there's no expectancy of life for a child, or this child is not going to live outside the womb, and this child has a defect that like, y'all, I was watching TikTok. I can never get this out of my head, and I don't know why people did this. Then I'm gonna show this video. I don't know. It's on TikTok. It's this mother. She's from the Philippines or something, somewhere like this, and she has this baby, y'all. Like every time I see it, I cry. The baby has no eyes. The baby head is this size. The baby has a track in his throat. It has cancer. And only thing that the baby can do is just they have a pacifier. Listen now, a pacifier taped to this baby's mouth. And people are asking him, why aren't you letting this child go? Why are you like I would ask God to take them because I wouldn't want them to suffer here on this earth. And you sit here with a baby that's just Lord. Jesus. Y'all, I wish my phone was charged up. My phone ain't charged, or my children got it. But if I could show that video, I would. It's this lady on TikTok that shows her baby laying there with a head. His head is very gigantic. And he has a pacifier in his mouth. The baby has no eyes. And the baby is just laying there with a track in his throat, and other kids just running around and stuff like that. He probably can hear and stuff like that, but still, why put your child through that? You right. I'm good. Y'all, let's listen to this, y'all. I can't unsee that, y'all. And hopefully y'all, I find it because I'm sure gonna show y'all. Okay, y'all, let's listen to this.
Mr. Melton, if you all can stand on this side here. That's right. Is everybody?
Can I put this on you?
Yeah.
Just put it in your pocket.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Is everybody ready? Okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Attorney Ben Crump, and along with Attorney Carol Powell-Lexing, Attorney Chris O'Neill, we have the honor of representing the family of Nancy Davis. Present here with her is her father of her children, Mr. Shedrick Cole. We have Shedrick Cole Jr., his son, and Miss Asia Cole. We have their baby Summer, a beautiful family who are having to deal with a most unbeautiful situation. Also, we are honored to have with us a great lawyer who the American Bar Association honored with its annual Pro Bono Lawyer of the Year, Attorney Mark Melton. We also have his wife, Lauren Melton, and their associates from their nonprofit law firm based out of Dallas, Texas, where they fight for people every day who don't have a voice, whether they're dealing with wrongful evictions or they're dealing with challenging the abortion laws in the state of Texas. Very honored to have you all with us. And Arthur Reed, who also hails here from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is standing with Nancy Davis. I am here with Miss Nancy Davis on the steps of the capital of the state of Louisiana because what the state legislatures and the state itself is making Miss Nancy Davis endure is inhumane. She said better than I think anybody could have said it after she was told that her baby would likely live only a matter of minutes, up to at most a week after she delivered it, that they could not terminate the pregnancy at the clinic here in Louisiana. And she said it profoundly. They're making me carry my baby just to bury my baby. And as Mr. Cole discussed with me this morning as we were talking, how they are attached to this baby growing inside of them and how unfair this is, that the state will put them through this mental anguish and not let them have a humane medical procedure, to not force her to have to watch her baby die if she had to deliver. Nancy Davis was given a diagnosis that any mother dreads, one that broke her heart. She was told that her baby suffered a rare fetal deformity that left it without a skull and without a chance to survive outside the womb. But thanks to the actions of the Louisiana legislature, Ms. Davis was left without medical care to do what doctors said she needed to be done to end the pregnancy. By imposing themselves between Ms. Davis and her doctors, Louisiana lawmakers inflicted unspeakable pain, emotional damage, and physical risk upon this beautiful mother, this loving mother. They replaced care with confusion, privacy with politics, options with ideology. Ms. Davis was among the first women to be caught in the crosshairs of confusion due to Louisiana's rush to restrict abortion, but she will hardly be the last, America. She will hardly be the last. Because the medical team feared repercussions if they provided Ms. Davis with an abortion, she had to look out of the state for safe, trustworthy care. And her family are very grateful to all of those who donated to her to be able to arrange for travel for her and Mr. Cole to go to another state next week and have the procedure done at this stage. And at this stage, it's a 2-day procedure. And let me be clear about what those repercussions for those doctors are under Louisiana law. It reads, any person who knowingly performs a criminal abortion can be imprisoned at hard labor between 1 and 10 years, Attorney Powell, and or fined $10,000 to $100,000, Attorney Melton. Any person who knowingly performs a criminal abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy, which is Ms. Davis' current state, can be imprisoned at hard labor between 1 and 15 years, and or be fined $20,000 to $200,000. Now, what doctor is going to take that risk on laws that are vague and ambiguous? What doctor will risk their law license? What doctor will risk their liberty? To the Louisiana legislators who are glibly blaming the hospital for not understanding the language of the law, we say that's hypocrisy. This is exactly the outcome that many believe they sought, to put such a chilling effect on doctors that they would refuse to perform abortions in any and all circumstances. Miss Davis' story actually shows how vague the laws are. Doctors have to call lawyers in the middle of providing care. Lawmakers have to write letters to the press explaining themselves. And what about the next woman who has a condition that may not be explicitly on the list, or the woman who is in an emergency situation? Are legislators going to issue press statements every time something like that happens? By the time Ms. Davis had the procedure she needs next week, she would have carried this unsustainable pregnancy for an additional month and a half, with the attendant risks and the emotional tolls that this delay has caused on her body and her mental state. It is clear that many lawmakers are creating legislation that they do not understand. They are not medical experts, and they have failed to anticipate or define every situation in which an abortion is necessary, which is why this painful decision is best left to a woman and her doctor.
Yes.
Louisiana law is turning an existing public health crisis into a public health catastrophe. Louisiana already has one of the highest maternal and infant death rates in the country. And Carol, who does this disproportionately affect? Black women, who are 3 times more likely to die in pregnancy than a white woman. This law is not only racist, it's classist. Most people seeking abortions are people of color and are already mothers. In Louisiana, 64% of them are Black. Half of the abortion patients live below the federal poverty line, Attorney Melton, and 75% of them are defined as low income. It's appropriate that these laws are called trigger laws, because lawmakers jump the gun without doing due diligence, without giving appropriate consideration to those who would be most affected by these laws. Women like Miss Nancy Davis. Today, trigger laws take effect in more than 3 states. We know Texas, Idaho, and Tennessee, to name a few. Make no mistake, people die or deeply harmed when legislators substitute their judgment for doctors. This week, we saw some legislators who voted for abortion restrictions in other states admit, Nancy, that they had made a mistake when they saw the unintended consequences of their laws. When they saw you, Nancy, they admitted that they made a mistake. Lawmakers have a responsibility to represent the people, and they do that by creating laws that are clear and protective. Louisiana legislators have failed in this regard. I know there is a lawsuit challenging Louisiana trigger bans, and we fully support that effort. Ms. Davis and her family and the supporters wish for a successful outcome there. But while that case makes its way through the court, we are calling on the governor and the Louisiana legislature to call a special session to address this public health catastrophe. We need the special session sooner rather than later. Governor, Speaker of the House, Senate President, come back from your August vacations and make sure that these vague laws are actually clear so that other women are spared the mental anguish, the mental torment that Miss Nancy Davis is having to endure. April 10th is the date that the Louisiana legislature will be back.
Okay, so before we go any further, Annie Bella Lawson, thank you for coming in. What we're listening to is Ben Crump. He is he is an attorney that is representing Miss Nancy Davis. Miss Nancy Davis is a woman that is 16 weeks pregnancy, and her child, the doctor told her child doesn't have a skull. He has a condition, or he or she has a condition that she doesn't have a skull, and she has outside the womb. There is no life expectancy. They're advising her to rid herself of the pregnancy, but with the Roe versus Wade being overturned, the Louisiana government or the doctors will not do the abortion because of the fact that it's unlawful. So that's what's really going on if you need a really understanding. Let me say this though. I hate that Ben Crump should have he lost his audience once he mentioned race. This has nothing to do with race. This affects all women or all people, all women that carry babies, that can get pregnant, that needs an abortion because of situations like this. This is not about black. This is about women. This is what Roe versus Wade was about. It's about women. Let me just say this. We're going to see a lot of children abandoned. We're going to hear about babies being in dumpsters. We're going to hear about a lot of people abusing children more, and killing babies themselves with their bare hands, because guess what? They can't afford to feed them. Number 3, adoption. You're going to hear a lot about people just giving their children up for adoption because guess what? Inflation's so high, you can't afford to feed them. Well, I'm just going to say this. It affects all women. Black, white, Mexican, whatever. It affects all women due to the fact that all women can carry babies unless you have something going on, or you have something like PCOS or something like that. But, that's crazy.
In session here at this Capitol.
I bet y'all get on birth control.
Imagine how many women may be affected before they come back into session. How many more Nancy Davises will have to endure the mental anguish and the mental cruelty before the legislators clear up these vague and unambiguous laws? It's not fair. Not to Nancy, not to any woman in the state of Louisiana, not to any woman in the United States of America. Nancy is going to talk to you for a few minutes and tell you about the things she's dealing with. And then we'll try to take some of your questions. But to all of those women out there who've had to endure traumatic challenges like Nancy Davis, please come forward and be heard. You are not alone. There are so many more standing with you than you could ever imagine. And Nancy, we stand here to tell you you are not alone. We're all standing with you. We're standing with your family. We are going to make sure that she's never alone. Right now, I give you a very brave young woman, Miss Nancy Davis, who is standing here with her beautiful family. Mr. Cole.
Hello, how y'all doing? Good morning. My name is Nancy Davis, and I am a citizen of the state of Louisiana. 10 weeks into my pregnancy, I found out that my baby had a rare birth defect called a crania. The doctors told me that my baby would die shortly after birth. They told me that I should terminate the pregnancy because of the state of Louisiana's abortion ban. They could not perform the procedure. Basically, they said I had to carry my baby to bury my baby. They seemed confused about the law and afraid of what would happen to them if they performed a criminal abortion according to the law. Now I am preparing to go out of state for this procedure next week. I want you to imagine what it's been like to continue this pregnancy for another 6 weeks after this diagnosis. This is not fair to me, and it should not happen to any other woman. This has truly been an emotional roller coaster. One thing I would like people to understand is very difficult and complex for so many reasons. Being a mother starts when your baby's in the womb, not on the outside. The attachment and everything that comes with it. So as a mother, as a parent, it's my
Thank you.
It's my obligation to have my children best interest at heart. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate everything. Thank you.
Mr. Cole, would you like to say anything? Thank you, Ms. Davis, for bearing your heart, and Mr. Cole, thank you for being strong to help your family get through this terrible ordeal. Mark, would you like to say anything?
Sure.
And then Kurt, please.
Happy to. You know, nationally, this has been a very partisan issue. I'm sorry. My name is Mark Melton from Dallas, Texas, with the Dallas Eviction Advocacy Center. This has been a very partisan issue nationally. However, this is a part of the issue that doesn't have to be a partisan issue. I think Republicans and Democrats alike should be able to agree on at least a minimum standard to keep situations like this from happening. There is absolutely no justification for making a woman carry a fetus all the way through when we know for a fact that it's not viable, and when we know in a lot of circumstances where it could be dangerous to the health of the mother. surely we can all come together and at least agree on this minimum standard and pass those in the states that don't have them currently.
Thank you, Mark. Attorney Carol Powell, would you like to say?
Sure. I'm Attorney Carol Powell Lexing, and I just want to say that the state of Louisiana has placed a burden on the back of Ms. Davis and other women who are in medically need of an abortion. It's just so unfair. It has caused trauma. It's horrific and just places women in a state of an emotional state that ought not to happen if the government hadn't been so intrusive into the lives of women and trying to dictate and take away their individual rights and their rights to take care of their own health care problems. We're faced with this. We wouldn't be here today if the legislature for the state of Louisiana had taken enough time and not rush to try to ban and restrict individual rights and try to dictate the rights of women. Hopefully, this vague and ambiguous law can be amended and really be repealed. So that's what we are hoping for. Thank you.
And we have one final person who will address you. We want to give us, the family and our legal team want to give a special acknowledgement to Baton Rouge Mayor Pro Tem Cole. We thank you, brother. Very close friend of the family, and to Mr. Reed, who has been with this family. Finally, we're gonna, yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Cole's big brother. So thank you so much for your leadership, Mr. Cole. And finally, we will hear from Shedrick Cole, the father. Nancy, you want to come up?
I just want to say that having a front row seat to this situation and seeing the impact that it's had on our family, it's really complex. It's really difficult. You know, from afar, it's very easy to have an opinion about something, but until you're actually in this situation and going through it, you don't understand how complex it is. I also want to say that we must continue to raise consciousness and awareness about situations like this, because it's happening all over the world, and it's so much bigger than us and our family. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. We'll take a few questions. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
The little boy, that's your son?
Yeah.
The little girl?
Summer.
I see a little girl and I saw a little boy.
Okay. So they have 3 children. They have Asia, Cedric Jr., and Summer. Okay.
You want to tell us their ages?
Almost 2, 16, 13. Okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
Chris Machado with WAFB. Last week when I did the follow-up story to Ms. Davis's situation, Senator Jackson, who authored the abortion bill we're talking about today, clarified that she had been in contact with the Attorney General's office and Women's Hospital and the Department of Health to get everybody on the same page, and come to the realization that there was a misinterpretation of the law, and it was found that her baby's condition falls within the 26th exception of the Department of Health's list. With that being said, why are we seeking the procedure out of state when she can do it legally here?
And we anticipated that question. You know, the Attorney General did contend that the law is clear, to which we say the law is clear as mud. Every woman's situation is different and subject to interpretation. So, of course, medical professionals don't want to risk prison or having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines for making the wrong call. Who would just take somebody's word for it when their liberty is in jeopardy? The Attorney General's letters makes clear that under Louisiana law, a medical provider can refuse a procedure to end a pregnancy unless the mother's life is in danger, forcing her to carry the pregnancy to term, even if the baby cannot survive outside the womb. That is unspeakable cruelty. And it's what the state of Louisiana has inflicted on women, particularly poor black women who are disproportionately impacted by these types of laws across America, but particularly in the South. And so that's what these medical professionals and this mother was faced with. Vague and unambiguous law. And so she made the decision that was best for her family to say, we're not going to force them to do something they don't want to do. We're going to try to prepare ourselves to go out of state and trust the people who are saying they can perform the termination of the pregnancy safely and without anybody having to risk going to prison. That is something Ms. Davis didn't even want to ask them to do. Hopefully I answered the question. Yes, and I know we got to.
With that, I think that is.
You're calling on the governor to call a special session, and that you guys are watching the abortion ban lawsuit currently happening. What are the next steps you guys are planning on taking?
We're consulting with great lawyers like Carol and Mark and Lauren and others around the country. I mean, we've gotten so many calls since Ms. Davis came forward of people saying they want us to join in trying to prevent this from happening to other women in the future. We're still working on strategy of what that would look like, but our immediate concern right now is Nancy Davis and her predicament that the state of Louisiana has put her in by having this ban of abortions after Roe v. Wade
I know you say
was overturned.
that you found a lot of calls. Do you have any idea how many calls people in similar situations?
Oh, my God.
At
At
least
least
an
it
open
does.
platform, you can have your opinion.
Yeah, and they're all heartbreaking.
You know,
Any other last question?
So this baby has no life outside the
radio.
It's
The
sad.
trigger law has gotten a lot of attention through this case and through the months since Roe was overturned. But Louisiana has dozens of other laws on the books. Did Women's Hospital give any indication that they were afraid of running afoul of any of those other statutes that exist?
Yeah, and I'll say these two things. We tried to anticipate these questions, our legal team. The legislators who authored the law said the Louisiana Department of Health informed the hospital that it could go forward with the procedure because the pregnancy was medically futile. What is the issue, they asked. Of course they say that now. What happened to Ms. Davis that was brought out in the public eye so profoundly proves the point that these laws are vague and confusing to not just the Women's Center, but to medical facilities all over the country. Look at what has been inflicted on Ms. Davis. First, she receives a heartbreaking prognosis. Then she was refused the procedure that doctors said she needed. Then the legislators and the state bureaucrats scramble to interpret a law that is clear as mud. By the time she has the procedure that she needs, Ms. Davis will have endured an extra month and a half of anguish due to lawmakers who put their ideology over a woman's best interests. And what about the next woman who has a condition that may not be on the list? Or the woman who is in an emergency situation, because we can all foresee that there are going to be emergency situations that arise. Again, I ask, are legislators going to submit clarifying press statements every time something like this happens? Why is Ms. Davis going out of state for the procedure when it's being clarified that she can have it done here? First of all, the laws are far from being clear. A few legislators have weighed in, but are doctors going to listen when they could go to prison for decades? They could get up to 15 years. And would anybody be surprised if they performed this procedure if one of their colleagues in the legislature thought differently than the ones who have weighed in? Is that not foreseeable? Haven't we seen this play out in Indiana and other states? Maybe some healthcare professionals might be brave enough to risk that, but others surely won't be. Should Ms. Davis interview all of them to see what their risk tolerance is? After everything else she's endured, Ms. Davis has elected with her family to receive treatment where she has trust in the healthcare providers and those in authority in those states who have assured her that it is legal and, more importantly, that it will be done safely. Louisiana has created an environment of confusion and fear for both women and their healthcare providers. That's why we're calling on the governor and the legislature to call a special session to clear up these vague and unambiguous laws. Ambiguous laws. Anybody else? If there's nothing else, we will keep you updated. Okay. Thank you all. Unambiguous laws. I said ambiguous.
Yeah.
I said ambiguous, but the ambiguous.
Y'all, Big Crump. Y'all didn't hear Big Crump at the end, child. Like y'all didn't hear me say ambiguous. He all of look, the mic ain't even off and you running your mouth. I'm sorry, y'all. I was saying, y'all didn't hear Big Crump. So did y'all hear me when I said I'm like, dude, come on, now. We heard you. I like Big Crump. Now you could have waited till the mic was off before you start talking about y'all. Did y'all hear me say ambiguous? Lord have mercy. Big Crump. Like Lindsay said, I think the Miss Davis should have. I think she should have left Big Crump out of it and choose a more seasoned or a person that just a little person that's not too far out there in the spotlight and just got because child Big Crump talking about some. You heard me when I said that big. Anyway, y'all. There is the link, guys. If you're on Facebook, you might want to come on Facebook too. But y'all, please pray for Miss Davis, because y'all, this could happen to any of us. And if you're down here in the South, like I live down here in the South, and if this could happen to anybody. And if this happens to someone, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Reason like y'all. I swear, like I do have respect for Big Crump because I did watch his little documentary, child. And child, he never at home because he's always in the street. They did a documentary on him when it came to George Floyd and his family and things and such. But I respect his hard work for what he did with that. But then talk about something. Did y'all hear me say ambiguous? Child, stop. Child, it just a trip me out. This man done said, y'all hear me when I said ambiguous. I'm like, nah, so you just really up here just talking. Now, come on now, sir. This is somebody's life for real. Like, this girl got to go all the way out of state just to rid of her pregnancy that she knows that if this child, when she puts this child out, she's going to have to bury this child. And you know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to go through that? Who actually wants to go through that mental anguish? No one. I won't wish that upon nobody. Everybody wants to have a healthy pregnancy. Every woman wants to have a healthy pregnancy. That's for sure. Um, but it's just very, very, very sad. So if you are thinking about, make sure if you're not wanting to have children and you're not ready to have children, and it's best at this point in time in our life that if you're not ready or wanting to have any more children, get on birth control, or get your tubes tied, or tied, burnt, and clipped. If you don't want any more children, because as you see down here in the South, they ain't playing. They are not playing. You're not gonna get rid of that pregnancy. You're gonna have it. And like I said, I do feel like it's going to be a lot of pregnant people trying to get rid of the pregnancy on their own, trying all types of chemicals and stuff just to rid of a pregnancy. They're going to see people in hospitals, and something's going to be wrong with children and stuff like that, just because there's no way of ridding of pregnancy. But let me just say this: you shouldn't use abortion as a way of birth control. Get your ass on the Nexplanon birth control pills. Uh, Sometimes if the birth control pill ain't working, get on the shot in the birth control pill. Just get on something so you don't get pregnant if your ass don't want to be pregnant. No, if you don't want any more children. I'm not saying this lady don't want any more children, but I'm just saying, like, what she's going through is very, very sad, and you never want to go through that. But they do need to make it more clear on how, how abortions should happen. In this situation, I feel like they should do the procedure. But what got me is they said that now that they can do the procedures, but the doctors, the crazy thing about it, if you rid yourself of a pregnancy and do an abortion, then doctors can be fined thousands of dollars, can spend 5 to 10 years in prison. I'm like, wow, all over a woman's decision to rid herself of a pregnancy. I'm not talking about a person that's just going through the abortion clinic every month. I ain't talking about them people, the ones that's using abortion as a way of birth control, when you could just sit your hot ass down or get on birth control. I'm saying the ones that are going through situations like this, or teenagers that made a mistake. I don't, what I'm saying, I don't believe in it really, but when it comes to a life and death situation, yes. When it comes to life outside and no life outside the womb, yes. But to use it as a way of birth control, no. If you make a mistake and it's your choice, that's between you. But other than that, I don't believe. That's my thoughts. That's my opinion on it. Wow, Anastasia. Can you explain Amplos Amphlocele for me and what she only get? Wow. Wow. I know the baby don't even have a skull. Like, the baby does not have a skull. The baby doesn't even have a chance to live. And she can't, work on her healing. Jesus. Anyway, y'all. Um, this was a good live tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. I wanted to bring awareness of this. This Roe versus Wade stuff, it ain't over, child. It's gonna be a lot of legislation that's probably going to be changed. If they get rid of contraceptives, child, it's gonna be a mess. Do you hear me? When they get rid of birth control, if they get rid of birth control, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess, child, and I ain't gonna be part of the mess because Monica's gonna keep them closed and tight. Cause ain't no way I'm having damn nothing. Not by myself, I ain't no way, baby. I'll pay for the procedure. Take everything. If I gotta do it by myself, take everything. Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear that. How she is now in the stage. How is she now? True Chris, don't start trolling me with this crap. Hell no. Yes, it would. Yes, we do need to have these conversations. I'm just going to ignore Chris comment because hell no. Um, we do need to have these conversations because these conversations it brings awareness to people's situations and people mindsets on things. Chris, please, I don't want a child. uh, whatever. Anyway, um, child, child support, child that ain't guaranteed, and we know that as a mama that got both kids, both my kids have the same father, and he on child support. I might get some 2-3 times a year. The rest is on me. I ain't having no more. Not without help. And I ain't talking about help. I'm talking about in the home. He gonna have to watch it because I just don't care. That's it. You go with your child. I'ma still love it though. She is good now. She's off the vent no longer. Oh, that's wonderful, Anastasia. Well, I hope she just. I know she's just the light of your world. Those I love to hear that. That is a testament. Do you hear me? I know that this she that's just a testament for your child. I know that you are just this is your story for you and your child at this stage. You know, I know it feels good to know that your child has came a long way and they wanted you to rid of it and you just kept the faith. You know, good job, great mother. Um, that's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. She is nothing wrong with God bless you with a child that is different. I just feel like, he knows that you are destined and designed to be that kind of child's life. Um, yes. Yes, I prayed every day for my baby and God was with me. I know he was. Yes, and God will see you through it. Look how she's doing now. So that's wonderful. That is awesome. Chris, child. Y'all please go subscribe to King Chris World. Get him to 200 likes on 200 subscribers on Facebook, on YouTube, y'all. We're gonna keep Chris on YouTube. We'll be is the president, child. Because you're a trip. Anyway, but yes, we do need to have these conversations because this is our world now. Like, this is actually the world that we are living in. So if you don't want no more children, baby, keep them close. Get you on some birth control, or you could, because you can't use an abortion as a way out anymore. Anyway, y'all, that just made my heart smile in the stage. It really does, man. That made my heart just smile. Um, that is so wonderful. That is so wonderful. God is good, y'all. We just have to trust him. Anyway, y'all, that's all what I have for tonight. Make sure you hit the subscribe. If you're new to the channel, we welcome you here. Um, if you want to join the membership, it's going to be in the description box. If you want to give to the Cash App, give to the Cash App if you would like to. If you want to contact me, let me change this over. If you want to give to the Cash App, or you want to contact me, You can contact me on Facebook or you can email me at mjjfamily2020@gmail.com. That's a great way of getting in contact with me. Y'all, I definitely want to let you know if you guys have not followed my family page, M2J's, go on over there and subscribe to that. My kid said that, Mommy, we ready to. My daughter, she want to go back to. She said that she want me to vlog some of our life. So if you want to go and see what we do, I might vlog her in dance. I might vlog Jamil at football practice, and vlog her dance and stuff like that. So she want me to get back to doing that. And we might mukbang 1 or 2 times, y'all, like we did in the past. I did private some of my mukbang videos because somebody was coming on here being weird about my children, and I kind of just took them down. And this is just gonna be my main page for CDG News. But M2J's, we're gonna be vlogging over there when I can, and I might just put out a short or whatever. But make sure y'all go and watch it. I'll try my best to get a camera because my phone, child, no. Yes, I do. I have a family channel. Child, wish I would, Chris. Hell no. Yes, it's M2J's. Is I know everybody want to know what M2J's is. Um, M2J's is Monica. Um, oh, I'm sorry, Monica plus 2 J's. That means Monica, Jamel, and Jayla. So hold on, it's M2J's family vlog. I think. Let me see. But we're gonna start vlogging on this, y'all. I am still gonna do this, but I'm not gonna overwhelm myself with it. Um, for sure. Let's see here. It's M2J's, and then on Facebook, MJ and J family. M2J's family vlog. That's what it is. Sorry. On Facebook, I'm Monica. MJJ family, and then on YouTube, I am M2J family vlog. If y'all want to know what my family life is like, sometimes they do want to do the Christmas, the 30 days, 31 days of Christmas. We'll try that, and Thanksgiving, we'll try that. And I might put some of my old videos over there just so you guys can enjoy. Especially the one about the trip to the zoo. That was the funniest video. The little trip to the zoo we did, a lot of people enjoyed that. When my children and I went to the petting zoo, child, it was a mess. It was a mess, and a lot of people died laughing at my children. But I have to keep them off here, because of the fact that somebody came in my chat was being weird and was saying something like kind of obsessive with my children a couple weeks back, and I decided if you gonna let this be strictly for the kids, my M2J, this be, I don't like that. Anyway, y'all, that's all that I have. Y'all have a good night. I'll be live on tomorrow. I ain't gonna tell y'all the time because I never. Just look for the notification. That's all I can tell y'all because me saying 7:30 don't never work out. So just make sure you look for the notification that I'll be coming live. So y'all have a good night, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow. I definitely will be live.